There are different types of immune systems in the human body, animal body. So, on the behalf of that, specific immune defenses create different types of immune responses. So, today's our topic is specific immune defenses. In this, we practically discuss about with the medical microbiology, including bacteria and viruses. Uh, specific immune defense is also called adaptive immunity. Uh, Adaptive immunity means they adapt on the immune system adapts according to the specific type of immunity. Viral infection or bacterial infection are a part of immune system that targets and remembers specific pathogens like bacteria and viruses. They create a specific immunity, and that type of immunity which if infection, if a person or animal exposed to that virus again, it the virus will not be able to create an infection in the human body or the host cell. This system has two main types: cell mediated immunity, and the other one is antibody mediated immunity. Cell mediated immunity, which involves T lymphocytes which that directly attack infected cells, and antibody mediated immunity, where the B cells produce antibodies to fight pathogens. So, in this case, antibody mediated immunity involves B cells, and T and cell mediated immunity involves T lymphocytes. One directly attacks the infected cells, and the other one involves the production of antibodies to fight against pathogens. T cells which involved are helper T cells and cytotoxic T cells and B cells. And the other immunity is humoral immunity. Humoral immunity involves antibodies that only attack viruses outside of their host cells. There are viruses which haven't entered into the host cell, but they are causing infection outside of their host cell. So, uh, to eliminate or finish that viruses, antibodies work there, which means that once an infection is established within an organ, it can hardly be further influenced by antibodies. So, immune immunity is specific to the outside of the host cell, because once the anti-infection has been established, it will be difficult to remove it, or it will be difficult for antibodies to immune immunity work on. And on that, other immunity immune system becomes activated. So, since the viruses spread directly from cell to cell, so in this way, immunity is it is difficult for the humoral immunity to act when the virus spread from cell to cell. So, in principle, the humoral immune system is thus only capable of preventing a generalized infection, not mm, localized infection, but only if the antibodies are present at an early stage, induced by a vaccination. Vaccination also played its own part, which induces the immune system to produce different types of antibodies. Um, Class IgG and class IgM antibodies are also produced in the bloodstream, and class IgA is active on the mucosal surface. These antibodies play its role to kill the pathogens at different levels. The effect of antibodies on the viral particles is based on steric hindrance of virus absorption to the host cells by the antibodies attached to their surfaces. Viral virus and viruses are attached to the host cell. So these antibodies hinder the attachment of viruses to host cells by neutralizing their effect. So the greater the neutralizing effect, the stronger is the effect of the The antibodies has the greatest and strongest effect as a neutralizing effect because they stop the binding of virus proteins to the receptor binding sites, and they block them and hinder the virus incapable of combining with the cellular receptor. So in this way they stop the viral infections. Another immunity is cellular immunity. This type of immune defense is far more important when it comes to fighting viral infections. So it is important. Cellular immunity has a greater role in viral infections. T lymphocytes, killer cells, recognize virus-infected cells by the viral antigen on their surfaces and destroy them. And in this way, where they destroy the virus infected cells, and the observation that patients with the defective humoral immunity generally fare better with virus infections than those with the defective cellular responses. Because cellular immune response is specifically related to the viral fighting against viral infections, underlines the fact that the cellular immune defense system is the more important of that. So defect in the cellular response creates a great problem in creating a stronger immune system against viruses. Humoral immunity versus cell-mediated immunity. Here you can see humoral immunity. Humoral immunity involves uh, intact antigens, which includes B cells, and they releases plasma cells and memory B cells, and helper T cells are played helper role in releasing memory T helper T cells. The plasma cells and memory B cells secrete antibodies that defend against extracellular pathogens, and cell-mediated immunity releases cytotoxic T cells. Cytotoxic T cells releases memory T cells and active T cells. So defend against infected cells, cancers, and transplant tissues. So you can see here the role of cell-mediated immunity against infections, against cancer cells, and humoral immunity, which is related to the generalized infection.